I saw on this list of the most lewd sounding town names in each state, they talked about Florida, and I don't think they credit us with the right one. They put Miccosukee, which I guess if you don't know how to pronounce it, it could look like, Miccosukee or something like that. And
That's
whatever.
not the best one. We got better.
Yeah. My nomination is for Taintsville.
Taintsville is amazing.
Yeah, personally, if I had to say,
We love it. We want to go.
Yeah, that's my vote.
yeah. Because I guess it's kind of a town that is caught up in between two other towns. They said, it tain't exactly here and it tain't exactly there.
It kind of bridges together.
It kind of, yeah. Isn't that amazing?
It's incredible.
It's just kind of a place that is, right there. So, yeah, it's that I think is probably my favorite name. But like I said, there are some other pretty good town names. Does Florida lay claim to the best, though, with Taintsville? Some of the other ones that I have seen here that you can go and see, there is a few good ones, including there is Three-Way, Arizona. There's Hooker, Oklahoma. There is Dick Shooter, Idaho.
Now we're talking.
Pew, 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 pew.
That gets us back to, that's better.
You got Beaver City, Nebraska. Oh, wow. How about Bone Steel, South Dakota? That sounds, woof. That's great.
It's too tough of a town for you, Ralston.
No, you're right. Exactly. Yeah,
You wouldn't survive a day in
there's
Bone Steel.
There's no ED in that town.
You're more of a Taintsville guy.
I'm more Taintsville.
You are more of a Taintsville guy.
Yeah. A couple of states have a coming or comings in it, spelled the way you would think. There is also a. Looks like Missouri has a town named Cooter.
That's fun.
Yeah, Cooter, Missouri. You have Balltown. Balltown is a good one in Iowa. There's Spread Eagle, Wisconsin.
That gets people talking.
Sweet Lips, Tennessee. There's no way this is a town. Sugar TIT, South Carolina.
No
way. Come on.
We have to go.
Oh my, there's no way. How did that get passed? Wow.
How does that get passed?
There's Climax, North Carolina. You've got Short Pump, Virginia. Okay, that's not bad. There's Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Oh, I like this. Butternuts, New York.
Butternut.
You live in Butternuts?
Dog, town of Sugar Tea is a real town.
Is it a real town?
It looks like it is.
Are you serious?
Sugar Tea.
I know.
Who
but
named that? Mel Gibson?
But it's not. They really say the whole thing.
They do. And then it looks like this might be Maryland, possibly. Blue Ball Village. It's unreal.
You got to lean into it at that point. If you're the town, just own it.
I feel bad because I made my husband live there before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
So sorry.
I have a feeling Sugar Tea is doing that for travel and tourism.
There's a whole article how Sugar Tea got its name.
When did it get its name?
It's looking like this article's from 2015.
Okay.
Something about moonshine.
I'm fascinated.
That's my favorite one.
Those
that to me is
people-
the best town name in America.
They might be like us and have the same naughty sensibilities and want to have a good, fun time. That had to get through some kind of board vote, right? If you change your name to Sugar Teas?
Yeah, and they call themselves the sweetest town in America.
They got sugar cane. They put it in the blanket, dip it in water. Where are we going with this?
Wow.
Sugar blankets?
Yeah. They say they've got fresh produce, local honey, handmade goods. So they really they sell it.
I love it.
Pretty good. Yeah, I feel like I have to make a road trip there.
It's the best place to raise a family.
The breast place.
Best place to raise a family.
Our great KVJ Nationer in South Carolina. I saw on my road trip as I went up through there a couple of months ago. Goober, is on here. And Goober, you say that you can confirm that Sugar T is a real town there in South Carolina and it's not far from you?
Well, being a best friend of yours and knowledgeable about y'all, love y'all very much, listen almost every day. I won't say that word, but yes, it's sugar. You know what? It literally is.
Okay, so do you have any idea how they got the name Sugar Teas for that town?
I don't, but when I first moved up here, I played softball, and a couple guys lived in Sugar Blank,
Yeah.
Sugar Breastises, and I can tell you this much. I had to look it up myself. I couldn't believe it. And the guy goes, "Oh yeah, we got some moonshine over there we make." And I'm talking in the southern twang, obviously.
That's what they have in
I
Sugar
couldn't
Teas.
understand them because when I first moved up here, it was hard to understand them. But yeah, there's such a thing. They're there. It's about like White City for those up in the Pizzle and Fort Pierce.
Okay.
It's small like White City. So
Okay, real small town, and they got interesting moonshine runners. Is that kind of what Sugar Tea's all about?
man, I don't know if there's runners, but I can tell you they do. I know they have some moonshine up there. It's on billboards actually. Moonshine and sugar breastises.
I know it just wants to roll off the tongue. I get it.
Does.
It does.
It really wants to come out,
So,
Kevin.
do they just crush it? Or do you see Sugar Tea shirts all over the place there in South Carolina? Because I know I would have one.
It's not all over the place, but I can tell you where we were at Twin Peaks. We should have just went. I didn't even think about it.
Twin Peaks?
That's where I met Goober. Yeah, we went to Twin Peaks.
In Sugar Tea?
I know it wasn't in Sugar Tea, but they need a Twin Peaks in Sugar Tea.
Yeah,
they
so
do.
they need something
Yeah.
along those lines.
That needs to be the headquarters of all the Twin Peaks, is in Sugar Tea.
It's amazing.
Your next trip up, we'll go there. I'll get you in my truck and we'll just go. I just got to
Okay.
do it because then you can go back and it might be a whole 2-minute show or maybe a whole show. Who knows?
We might have to do a show live from Sugar
Wow.
Tea, South Carolina.
in.
Wow. I don't know if they'll have internet or not, but that'd be great. All right, Goob. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, love y'all. Keep it up. Love you, Virginia. Love you, Jason. Love you, Denny. Y'all
Aw.
be safe.
We love
Okay.
you more.
Yeah, that's.
Mwah.
I know you do. I watch every day on YouTube. I said I got to call in. They're not going to believe it. But I know you believe me 'cause
I
we
should've-
go way back.
Should have thought of you first, Goob. I should have known. If anybody knows about Sugar Tea, South Carolina, it's going to be our near and dear friend Goob.
He was the right guy to tell that story too.
He was.
Yes, it sounds so much better with an accent.
Totally.
I got to get a Sugar Tea shirt. That's
Yes, you do.
amazing. Sugar Tea, South Carolina.
You got to make a pilgrimage.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to get there one of these days. And it was kind of interesting to hear about. Doug actually did a little bit of research on it. And yeah, it came from a quip of the local wives. In that area, you had a lot of Scots and Irish that were around there in Spartanburg County, which makes sense. A lot of my family lives there, and they're Scottish. So I guess that's kind of just one place where the Scots went. And while the ladies were out working in the field, a lot of times they would have babies in the fields, and they would have their blankets. And they would put sugar cane in the blanket, dip it in water, and that would help them keep those babies in the field while the mom would work. And they called it a sugar tit. It's kind of like the first pacifier.
Wow.
So the babies would suck on the old sugar tit, as they would call it. And then the town just kind of got its name because there was so much field work that was
But the
going on there.
sugar tit was a blanket, not a tit.
Yeah, I guess in a sense. It was kind of a
Okay.
code word for, it's just give the old sugar tit, and that'd be kind of what it is.
Get the
All right, Kevin, I'll whip her out.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not your flesh. It's the blanket. It's your sugar tit.
But at some point, it did turn into sugar tit.
The point where it turned fun.
And now they make sugar tit moonshine. That's one of the big things here. And, of course, everybody loves the name of it, but
We
it just
gotta
works
get
out
it.
really well.
We got to go get some. We got to get the T-shirt. We got to get the hat. We got to get all of it.
It's pretty crazy. I've met a few people who really are rubbed the wrong way with the word tit or titty or tits.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's one of the funnier words out
Titty, 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 titty. That's a fun word.
there. Tits. I mean, that's funny.
Yeah.
Remember that meeting we had to go into?
It was one of
Yeah.
It was one of the first meetings I ever had to go into where it was a discipline type of meeting, and our boss called us in, but he called all three of us in.
It wasn't your fault.
No, you're the one that said it, and you said titty, 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 and he's explaining it to us why it's wrong, why it's vulgar. Does a 35-year-old woman really want to hear the word titty, titty, titty? And then he played the audio. And how are you not gonna fucking laugh at that point?
Titty, titty, titty.
Yeah.
Yes, he's telling us not to laugh, and then I'm pissing myself laughing right in his face.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of it. So.
Is that an FCC word that's wrong?
I don't know. We've got a few that are, kind of. I could,
Gray area.
yeah, I could probably get away with it. And you usually how that works is, you've got to say something that is so egregious to the community standards of what they would find offensive. So I probably am okay, but it's one of those things where, you don't need to risk it. Well, it's kind of like I even said, Titas, which I don't know where that ranks. I mean, I knew that going all the way back to when I was in high school because I went on spring break and we had a guy from Spain that was with us, and I remember we put up a sign in our room that said "Show us your titas" because he was Spanish. And we're like, "What are titas?" He's like, "Oh, that's a titi." And I was like,
Okay.
okay, all right." But
Let's see 'em.
They had a Texas Rangers hat. And they took the X out of Texas and put a T in it, and they're like, ha, 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 ha. And then people caught on and be like, no, that says the Titty Rangers.
They're available for
It
sale.
was an MLB caught on. They yanked them off the market, apparently.
Boo.
So the story
But you
said.
can get some. You can get them.
Yeah,
Not from MLB.
right. So that
You can
was
get them
part
like
of
on the
it.
black market.
Yes.
Yep.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.